And on the exhale, cat pose. Rounding the spine, tailbone tucks under, chin to chest. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. And continue flowing through your cat-cow. Take your time. You can stay as long as you like in either pose. If you want to make it a little more dynamic on the cat with your back rounded, you're welcome to press the bum back to the heels. And then inhale to scoop along the mat into your cow. Just an option. Exhaling it back and inhaling it forward. And we'll do one more round. Exhaling into your cat and inhaling to your cow. And we'll drop it down to a flat back. So you can roll out those wrists if you like. Take your time here. You can strain the wrists if we're on them for too long. Everyone's different. If you need to come off of them and roll them out, go ahead. We're going to begin to put the weight into our right leg. So staying in our tabletop, the left leg is going to come out to the side. So crunching it out to the side. You should feel this in the hips, in the glutes. Keep that core tight. And you can flex the foot, so flex the toes. Inhale up, exhale down. Starting to get some heat through the body. 2 more. And we'll switch sides, so the weight in that left leg, keeping the right leg bent, we're going to lift it up, out to the side. You can inhale it up, and exhale it down. Flex the toes. And 2 more. When you're ready, drop that leg back down. We're going to tuck the toes and walk the hands back to sit on the heels. I love warming up with this stretch, stretching out the feet. So if this is too much to have your toes tucked under, you can untuck them and just stretch the front of your legs. Inhale, arms up. We're going to grab the left wrist with the right hand and reach it up and over to the right, so pulling the left arm over. And we'll switch. Left hand grabs the right wrist. Inhale up and left. If the pose is uncomfortable, try to come back to that breath. And we'll drop it down. Walk the hands back out, tap the toes. Maybe they need to be waking up a little bit. And we're going to spread the fingertips wide. Tuck the toes once again, and we're going to lift the hips, coming into a downward facing dog. So you can have a deep bend in your knees here. This is your first down dog day. You might feel it in the hamstrings. Keep those knees bent. Press into the hands to push the hips back. And allow the ears to hang between the biceps. You can pedal it out, dropping one heel, then the other. Pedal it out as long as you like. Maybe coming forward on the toes. Just really stretching out the hamstrings in our first downward facing dog. One more breath here. Look between the hands and start to walk the feet up to the front of your mat into a forward fold. So fingertips reaching down. Again, you can have a deep bend in the knees if you feel like you need it today. And allow the head to hang. And shake the head yes and no. Release through the neck. Maybe roll out those wrists once again. Sway side to side. Focusing on the breath. That inhale and exhale. Let it go. On the next inhale, we're going to bring the hands to the shins and begin to pull up to a flat back. So you want to pull that chest forward, pull the shoulders back. Hands can rest on the shins or bring them to face each other. Inhale and exhale. You can drop it back down to a forward fold. Fingertips to the mat. We're going to begin to bend the knees and reach those arms out to the sides, coming all the way up, reverse swan dive. Palms touch overhead, optional back bend. And exhale, hands through heart center, thumbs to chest. Big breath in. And release. Make sure those feet are about hip width apart. You can drop the hands beside you, palms facing forward. Roll the shoulders forward and drop them down the back. Slight bend in the knees, mountain pose. Nice and strong at the tops of our mats. Big breath in. And exhale. In. And out. The next inhale, we're going to reach the arms up overhead, palms touch, optional back bend. And exhale, we're going to bow all the way down into a forward fold. Fingertips touch the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Pull it up halfway, chest pulls forward, shoulders pull back. Exhale, fold. We'll put the weight in that right leg. The left foot is going to come high and back. And we're going to take a low lunge. So drop down to the knee, untuck the toe. You want that right knee to stack over top of the right ankle. Fingertips down, or you have the options to bring them up to the knee or reach them up high for a low crescent lunge. Looking up toward those hands, challenging our balance. If you're really in the mood for a workout today and you really want to challenge your balance, you can always bring it to a high lunge. Your choice. Inhale. Exhale, drop the hands down to frame the foot. Tuck those left toes, press into the palms, and the right foot's gonna come high and back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Pedal it out, dropping one heel, and then the other. Spreading the fingers wide, press out, pushing the hips back. Big breath in and out. We're going to begin to ripple forward into a high plank. You have the option to keep it lifted or drop down to the knees and untuck the toes. Keep that core engaged. We're going to plug the elbows in so we can feel them along our ribs as we slowly lower down onto our bellies. Inhale, lift the chest, light in the hands, baby cobra. Holding the shoulders back, just using our low back to lift us. Inhale. And exhale, lower the chest. Tuck the toes, press into the hands, downward facing dog, lift those hips. Pedal it out once again. Dropping one heel and then the other. Look between the hands. We're going to walk it forward up to the top of our mat, forward fold. Bend the knees. We're going to roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. The head is the last to rise. When you raise the head, roll the shoulders up and drop them back. Mountain pose. Take a breath here in your mountain. You can grab a drink of water here if you like. Take advantage of the pause. And take as long as you need. We'll get started back into our flow. You can jump right in whenever you're ready. Inhale, arms reach up, palms touch, optional back bend. Exhale, bow it down, hands through heart center into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. You can sigh out that breath. We're going to lift the right foot high and back so the left leg stays forward. Drop down to the knee, untuck the toe, coming into a low lunge so you can keep the fingertips low, up to the thigh, or reach them up high. And again, you can take the same variation you did on the other side. If you feel like tucking the toe and lifting up to a high lunge, feel free to do that. It's your practice. Whatever you want to do works. If you have those arms lifted, look up between the hands, challenge your balance. And make sure you have that knee stacked over top of the ankle. One more breath, inhale. And exhale, drop the fingertips. We're going to tuck the back toe, palms press into the mat. Left foot comes back to meet right, down dog. Hips are high, pedal it out. And we're gonna ripple it forward for a plank. High plank or drop to the knees and tuck the toes, another variation. Plug the elbows in, lower down nice and slow. Inhale, baby cobra. Using the low back, you don't want to use those hands, lifting the chest. Or press through the hands to lift to a king cobra. You want bent elbows here, so you don't want fully straight. You want little bends in the elbows, and the pelvis stays on the mat. Look forward for your king cobra. Inhale. And exhale, lower down. We're going to tuck those toes. Press into the hands. Downward facing dog. Lift up left foot, three-legged dog. You can roll out the ankle. Maybe roll out the whole leg, bending that knee and rolling it around. Get a stretch there. Drop it down. We're going to switch legs. Right leg up, three-legged dog. Roll out the ankle or the whole leg. Get some movement in the hip joints. Maybe switch directions. And drop it down when you're ready. We're going to begin to walk the hands back toward our feet at the back of the mat. Fingertips reach down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, lift halfway. Pulling those shoulders back, chest pulling forward. Exhale, forward fold. Bend those knees. Reach the arms up, overhead, palms touch, optional back bend. Hands through heart center. Inhale. And exhale. Sigh it out. You can release the hands, mountain pose, if you haven't done so already. And take a few breaths. You can grab some water here again. Grabbing water whenever you need to. And coming back to your mountain when you're ready. Pull out that right knee. Staying high on the toes, that left leg is planted. The right foot can come to the calf, the inner thigh, or you can keep it on the ground for balance, used as a little kickstand. Hands to heart center. Our tree pose. You keep that core engaged, it'll help with your balance. And you're welcome to extend your arms wherever they want to go. So that can be out to the sides, up straight, maybe behind the back, or keep them at your heart, wherever your tree wants to go. Focusing on that breath. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in and out. Keep that balance for a few more breaths. And you can pull that right knee in and drop the right foot down. Release the hands. Take a breath. And we'll come to the other side. So the weight in the right foot, left knee turns out. Toes can stay on the mat. Come to the calf or the inner thigh, starting off with our hands at heart center. Drop those shoulder blades down the back. Lots of space between the shoulders and the ears. Inhale and exhale. Extend those arms wherever they want to go. It can be straight up, the sides. Take a mudra, your index finger and thumb together. And keep that core engaged, keep you lifted up. Inhale. And exhale. If you do need to grab for balance, the wall, a chair, anything, go ahead. Every day is different. Some days our balance is better than others. Just doing what works for your body today. And we'll take one more breath together. And we'll turn that knee inward, hands to heart. Drop the foot down. Maybe you want to pedal out the knees. Go ahead, shake it up a bit. And if you're not still at the back of your mat, come back to it. We're going to take a step forward with the right foot. Big step. And we're going to drop that back heel down, the left foot. So with your eyes, just line up the heels. There's no way to tell for sure if they're in a straight line, just guess. And we're going to turn the left toes out toward the upper left corner of the mat and square the hips toward the front of the mat as well. So grab the hips and just square them up. We're going to take a slight bend through that right knee. You want the knee to stack over top of the ankle. If it comes past, just wiggle that foot forward. We're gonna come into our warrior one. Reach those arms up. And maybe bring that gaze up too if you're wanting to challenge your balance. Breathe in here. Focus on that breath. You should feel a nice stretch through that left leg. If you don't feel it, you need to move your feet further away from each other. So if you don't feel the stretch down that left leg, scooch that right leg forward. Take a couple little steps. Bend into the knee. Our warrior one pose can be amazing if we're doing it right. And for a long time, I wasn't doing it right, so I never felt it. And we'll take 2 more breaths here. When you're finished, we're going to turn it out, warrior two. Heel toe that left foot back a few steps and turn the toes out to the left side of the room. You're no longer facing the upper left corner of the mat, just the side of the room, and lunge into that knee. You're gonna want a wider stance for your warrior two. Again, knee stacked over ankle, and try your best to line up the heels. Shoulders stacked over the hips, and looking toward those right fingertips. Nice stretch in our warrior two. Inhale. And exhale. You can flip that right palm toward the ceiling. We're going to reach the right hand up overhead. Left arm down the back thigh, or bring it behind the back. Looking up toward the ceiling. Keep that bend in that right knee. Peaceful warrior. The lower that you take this pose, the more of a burn you'll get. But always be careful. Listening to your body. You can reach it back out, warrior two. We're going to straighten that right leg and reach toward that wall in front of us. So just tilt the upper body. Swing that right arm down. Left arm up, triangle pose. Try to bring that gaze up toward the left thumb. Staying strong in the legs. And focus on that breath. Bring it back to the inhale. And the exhale. Sigh it out if you need to. And the goal of the pose isn't to drop it nice and low. It's to keep a nice straight line from the ankle to the armpit. One more breath here. Breathe in. And out. Warrior two. One more time. Bring the hands to the hips. And we're going to heel toe that left foot up to meet the right. Take a step. And we'll do the other side. So I'm just going to turn around so I can stay facing you. And I'm going to take a big step forward with the left foot. So the right toes toward the upper right-hand corner of the mat. So that foot should be on a 45-degree angle, and a bend in that left knee, knee stacked over ankle. Square those hips forward. We're going to take our warrior one on the other side. Reach the arms up. The back leg should feel a stretch all the way down. If you don't feel it, widen your stance. Reaching the hands up, look between the hands. Breathe in. Let it go. Putting in a little more hard work before we take it down to our yin practice. Keep that core tight to help with your balance. Lots of energy through the fingertips. Reach them up. We can open it out. Heel toe that right foot back a few steps. Turn the toe out to the side of the room. Lunging into left leg once again. Widen that stance for your warrior two. Shoulders stacked right over top of those hips. Looking toward the left thumb. Try to pull that knee toward the side of the room so we're opening up the hips. Drop the shoulders down the back. And when the mind starts to wander or it starts to feel like this is challenging, inhale. Bring your mind to that inhale and that exhale. We're going to flip that left palm toward the ceiling. Reach it up overhead. Keep that bend in that left knee. Looking up toward the hand or toward the ceiling. Right hand swings behind the back. Peaceful warrior. Lots of strength in the legs. Feeling the heat in the body. 2 more breaths in our peaceful warrior. Bring it back out, warrior 2. Straighten that left leg. Flip the palms to the side of the room. You're going to reach over like you want to touch the wall without moving the legs. Reach it down and swing the left arm down. Right arm reaches up. Look toward that hand if you can. Triangle pose. That left hand, back of your hand should be pressing into that leg. And our triangle pose can be tricky. Keep working on it. Be gentle with your body. Don't push it too far. You want to keep a flat back, like you're leaning against a wall. Few more breaths. Good job, everyone. This isn't the easiest pose. And we can bring it back up, warrior two. One more breath here. And you can drop the hands down to the hips. Heel toe that right leg up to meet the left. Shake it out and come to the top of your mat if you're not already there. I'm just gonna fix my mat. I'll take a mountain pose. You can grab some water here if you like. We're gonna flow it down. Inhale, arms reach up, palms touch overhead, optional back bend. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. And breathe out, fold it down. Right leg lifts high and back. Drop the palms, left leg comes back to meet the right, down dog. Pedal it out one last time. And then we're going to ripple forward into a plank. Keep it lifted or drop to the knees and untuck the toes, your choice. Engage the core, plug the elbows in, and lower nice and slow down to the mat. This time we're going to take a Sphinx pose. So we're going to rest our forearms on the mat. I'm going to fix my camera a little so it points further down. I don't know how well you can see me. Okay, so you might want to grab a pillow here if you don't have one handy. Just quickly grab it before you get fully into the pose. And place it long ways. You can also use a folded up blanket, a throw pillow, whatever you want. And bring it back down to your belly. And you want to tuck that pillow in at the top of your stomach. So that's where it goes. You're gonna rest the forearms on the mat. Pull those arms in, and the elbows should be directly under the shoulders. Palms down. Just a very slight back bend, but you're supporting it. Your toes are untucked. Maybe the heels flop out to the sides. And your gaze should be just at the floor in front of you. This back bend should be really nice, no effort. With our yin poses, we hold them about 3 to 5 minutes. So you'll notice we do a lot less poses for yin, but we hold them for longer amounts of time. Drop the shoulder blades down the back. Visualize it. And slow down that breath. Inhale. And exhale. In. And out. Enjoying the quiet in your mind. And your only focus is that breath. If your mind does start to wander, bring it back to the breath. Allow yourself to relax into your Sphinx. We'll take 2 more breaths here together in our back bend. And when you're finished that second breath, take your time. Place those palms on the floor beside you and slowly bring it up. You're gonna leave that pillow exactly where it is and just reach for a second one. So if you don't have a second one, just take your time, go get it. You're just gonna add some height. We'll come into a supported child's pose. So bring the knees wide to the outside edges of the mat. The big toes touch behind you. And you can sit on the heels for a second because you're going to line up the pillows, bringing them right between the legs. And begin to walk the hands down to frame your pillows. Drop the chest, and you can drop one ear down. So rest one side of the face. Maybe once you're down, you find you need more support underneath you, or maybe less. Get yourself comfortable. We're staying here a few minutes. Maybe wrap your hands around the pillows and close down through the eyes. Focus on that breath. If you feel like you want more of a stretch here, you're more than welcome to remove the pillows and just take a child's pose. The option's yours. You can begin to drop the other side of your face down. So we get an equal stretch in the neck. So if you had your right cheek down, flip to the left. And take your time, bring the chin down to the pillows. Bring those hands to frame the pillows and slowly press it up. Take your time. So we're gonna keep them where they are. Just turn them sideways. And you can begin to reach for your blanket if you have one. We'll be coming into our final Shavasana. So take your time to make your way down. The pillows are for under your knees, just to keep you more comfortable. And make your way down to your back. Grab some water if you like, grab your blanket, whatever you need. And work your way down to your final resting pose. You can bring those feet a little further than hip width apart. Hands can rest on the belly, out to the sides. Tuck those shoulder blades underneath you. And completely release onto the mat. Take a big breath in. And exhale. In and out. Coming back to that intention we set at the beginning of class. Did you meet your intention? We take our final Shavasana to soak up our benefits of our class. And allow the body to release and meditate just a few minutes after movement. Do a little bit of breath work to end our practice. Inhale to the count of 10. Deep breath in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release to your count of 10. You can count in your head. Nice and slow. Push that breath out. When you're finished, again, inhale for 10. Out for 10. In. And out. Slowing down our breath. Take one more round. Inhaling for 10, your count. Can be as fast as you need, just slowing down the breath. To exhale. Come back to your natural breath. Inhaling and exhaling as you please. And staying for as long as you need to on your mat. It's now 8 o'clock. So I'll see you all next Monday. Thank you guys for coming, and namaste.